Hello, YouTube, YTPC, pseudo booktube. Um, I guess this is sort of kind of the launch of another booktube channel. I'm just going to mirror it to my gentleman scholar channel. Just kind of put a subheading underneath it. Um, so I begin. It's Halloween, October 31st, 2025. So I begin with the classic Frankenstein. Um, I read Dracula 2 years ago on Halloween and absolutely loved it. So I figured, it's time to read this one. And I got to tell you, first, if you want to read this book, I mean, everyone knows who Frankenstein is, or I should say, for who Frankenstein's creature is. People usually confuse the two. Um, but when you read this book, it's very much of its time, early 18th century. A lot of it is epistolary, meaning it's told through letters and it's told through journal entries, that kind of thing, but mostly letters. And it's sort of a tale within a tale. It starts off in the present, and then flashbacks. You get flashbacks within flashbacks, tales within tales, and you have to get around the early 19th century prose, which can be difficult. I found my concentration wavering quite a bit till I focused in, and I got stuck in and started reading it. And its reputation as a tragic tale is greatly deserved because it's got it all. It's all about hubris. It's all about dread, which Mary Shelley knows how to build pretty expertly, especially as we near the end of the book. It's all about toxic revenge. It's all about dysfunctional father son, or in this case, creator creation relationships. Um, it's about hiding secrets that eat you up inside. I remember once watching one of the Halloween sequels. It was Halloween H20. I refuse to call it H2O. It's stupid. It was the 20th anniversary of the first Halloween's release, and Jamie Lee Curtis's character, Laurie Strode, basically had gone into witness protection to hide from psycho, her psycho knife wielding brother, Michael Myers, and she was teaching this book, Frankenstein. That's how she pronounced it. And she basically, one of the students said, "So, did anybody read the book? Anyone see the movie? Cliff Notes?" And finally, someone raised their hand and saying, "Well, Victor finally decided to kill the creature because the creature was killing off every single person that he'd ever loved. So that's what finally motivated him. It was his fate." And that was kind of like a callback to the original Halloween 1978 when Laurie was in class, her last few hours of innocence before Michael Myers entered her life. The teacher's talking about fate and how different writers personified it. And of course, as the teacher's droning on and on and on, she's like looking out there and she sees the Smiths Grove Sanitarium station wagon with Michael Myers spying on her. She doesn't know who it is yet, but anyway, that was a really cool way to sell the Frankenstein book, and that's what I kind of held in my mind when I was reading this because it bears very little resemblance to the movies that you've seen. Um, the monster, the creation, is a very erudite dude. He, after his creator abandoned him, he basically took off into the woods and found his own way about and spied on a family out in the woods and basically learned languages and history through them. And he wanted, he also did for them. They were a poor family out in the woods. This is Switzerland, and he's like gathering wood for them and like leaving it for the family so they can go out and do other things instead of gathering wood, like hunt for food, etc., so on. But his mistake comes when he tries to introduce himself to the family. Father's blind, and of course his actions become misunderstood, and you know what happens next. And it really, really is a tragic tale. I've never actually ever read a gothic novel, but I think this might have been, one of the very first ever made because it's all about regret and wrong choices and secrets that are festering just beneath the surface. And like I said, if you can get past that 18th century language, it's really worthy of your attention to read it. Especially to say that you've read it, because let's face it. Let's face it. So many great classics have come out of it. So films, and it's affected the culture in a massive way. Let's see, early 17th. So basically, 18, 19, 250 years after it was written, a little over 250 years after it was written, Universal was printing money off of these books. And I understand Del Toro also has a Frankenstein movie coming out. Of course, do I remember? I forget his first name, but Del Toro. He did Pan's Labyrinth. He also did the Shape of Water, I believe. Guillermo del Toro. I want to see this to see if he how much of the book he observes, because let's face it, it's if you've seen the not the Bela Lugosi, the Boris Karloff Dracula's. Come on, Gary, focus. The Boris Karloff Frankenstein movies, they bear very little resemblance. But still, it's worth reading, especially in the season. And like I said, I dealt with the prose, and I'm glad I fought through it. I'm glad I got used to the prose and continued the reading, because I got a lot out of it. It really fit the season, and put it under my belt. Like I said, I read Dracula 2 years ago. So the next thing I'm going to read is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's a novella, so it should be fine. This particular volume has a Stephen King preface to it, so that also enhanced my wanting to get this version. But as you can see, I kind of wore out the bottom here, like putting my thumb there while I read it. But yeah, I highly recommend it. If you want dread, if you want creeps, if you basically want like the darker human emotions explored, check it out. Also, happy Halloween. Have a good one, folks. Cheers.